Hello, hello. Today is Friday, March 2021. The time is 12:43 p.m. I'm in Los Angeles and we're doing a Friday update for lot. I hope everything is well on your side. Please spread the word. This stream will be very special. For the past couple of months I've been working on the new vision for lot, as we are about to continue and start the new chapter. Lot is now almost 9 years old, so it's about time for the new vision and the new update. I spent quite a lot of time since last February to build this vision up. Collected a lot of feedback on the latest version of Float, with the dashboard, chat, community, databases, as well as artificial intelligence. We went as industry, computer science, through full singularity, I would say, where we used artificial intelligence and found applications, found new ways to use computer. And I believe that this statement that I really like to use is that human mind is always faster. So when computer was introduced, it seems that we were helped by it and helped to enhance our mind, but then very fast our mind become much faster than computer. Spreadsheets, word processing, even internet, our mind become faster than all those tools. We now have algorithms, we have artificial intelligence, and I believe that our mind is still faster than those tools. So it is very interesting to think of computer as some kind of competition to our mind and enhancement of our mind. But maybe the next decade is the way to think about our mind being enhancement for computer, and maybe computer needs it as well. For me, the most interesting thing in the past year was to witness certain synchronicities within algorithms, time, synchronicities on internet, and how, even the page would load or reload according to certain time. And the latest version of Float is really rich on those synchronicity moments. Things like sunset, sunrise, chat, prompts, all those things rely almost on some kind of divine energy. And it is interesting that the divine energy connected to technology. So I believe that the next chapter of Lot would be more and more connecting that divine energy with technology. Let's call it post-singularity. Let's call it energy. And in today's presentation, I'd like to expand on those terms and introduce you to a brand new vision, something that is out of this world. And proudly would like to state that today's presentation brings Lot much further in the future than I was ever anticipating. So I started to work on this white paper. And the reason for this type of presentation is very interesting, because what if you can load this white paper to an artificial intelligence machine and let it read it as it will, including the way you type, the way you wrote it, the way you put the images together, without Photoshop, without 3D, without word processing. And I would encourage everyone, this white paper is available online. I would encourage everyone to download this white paper and find a way how to talk with machine using it. Perhaps you can ask questions, you can research it even further, you can go deep into physics, quantum physics, computer science, psychology, biology, and bioinformatics. This is first slide. It says Lot user 2035 outcomes. So we're planning here for the next 10 years. One of the most important ideas for Lot products, be it digital or physical, be it a service or a consumer product, is to grant user a full control over their biofield. In the past year I learned that biofield is real, people can feel it, people can sense it. I also learned that it's very fragile, and subconsciously or consciously, a lot of people, not even after your physical body, but after your biofield. So the vision of Lot to provide the user with tools and instruments to build up and charge up their biofield is the most priority. The biofield is charged by clean foods, clean water, regimen, routine, good people, family, hugs. Most importantly, the biofield is charged by love. If you follow our research and our work, the love comes from self-care. The love comes from self-love. So once you start to love the image in the mirror, once you start to love your body, feel your body, once you start to fall asleep with a smile and wake up with a smile, being grateful, going to brush your teeth every day, which is not easy, taking a shower, taking a bath, cooking for yourself, be able to hug a person, raise kids. That's the list of self-care, and that's what is build your biofield. So I believe Lot can provide those tools, and already provided, both digital and physical, to build your biofield. Even our dashboard creates certain sense of certainty, comfort every morning. So I believe that a digital tool, a website, can enhance your biofield, coupled with physical products such as socks, underwear, soaps, and other hygiene products, can only build it to the levels that in return will provide you with physical health, self-love, and understanding of the universe and the nature. Another interesting point that perhaps in 10 years a user will have an ability to read and write cell information. This sounds like science fiction. This sounds something from the movies. But theoretically, it is real. If your biofield is enhanced and you have connection to your biofield, you have connection to the higher dimensions, it is possible to read and write cell information. Not only necessarily regarding sicknesses or mental disorders like depression, but also enhance your entire body. For the most important part for love, to emit great energy, to feed energy other people, to control and understand food information, water information, and enhance your durability as a physical body, so you can stay on this earth longer than before. A user might have an access to neutrino information. Neutrino is a very important matter in our conversation, as neutrino is a particle that is beyond atom, that is beyond photon. Neutrino comes as a origin of the information. Neutrino is a particle that you can feel eventually. And our universe, our world, is filled with neutrinos, and they fed by life. A neutrino is an information particle. It is responsible for the past and for the future. Say you have a vision of something in the future, or you manifest something from the future. That calls intention. You desire of something. That calls intention. Say you remember something from the past. That is neutrino, that is intention crystallized, an intention that already rendered. That is neutrino. So neutrino is both past and the future. If you speak bad, if you have bad intention, if you do something wrong, you can feel it. That feeling is a very physical manifestation of physical, if you will, atomic, photonic matter. It's not just feeling that's generated by your brain, your mind. You actually feel a very physical, a very tangible matter. That is neutrino. neutrino particle is all around us, and neutrino is used by the universe to send information beyond our reality. So I believe that there is a collective system of neutrinos, a collective information that might even go through thousands and thousands of years. It goes beyond DNA, it goes beyond the water cell. You can imagine in the air there are billions and billions of neutrinos, and each particle may contain the full history of humanity. In every word that you say, in every movement that you do, add to that neutrino. Only for that neutrino as information particle to be sent further and further beyond our galaxy, to inform and build the consciousness even further. Another lot user 2035 outcome would be chakra access. I remember the moment when I started to meditate on my root chakra, which is the chakra that is located down here around your hips, and it is colored red. You have to be very careful with certain meditations, and as a first time user, I thought about it as, well, I just close my eyes, lay down, think about something, and that's it. I closed my eyes, it happened about 2 years ago. I lay down, and I start to listen to red chakra, root chakra, music, frequency, and I start to think about the color red, and I start to think about the chakra. And I actually felt a lot of pain, and I was trying to release the pain, and it was not easy. Turns out, I read about it, that root chakra collecting a lot of background pain that might accumulate for our lifetime. And I felt it. I felt certain childhood memories, I felt certain fears that I might have, and I believe I still not, in quotes, cleaned it as I wish I can. And another interesting point that, say, the root chakra is the gateway to other chakras. So you first have to work and clean and get familiar with your red root chakra, and then move to other colors and other chakras. What I learned is that, and I understand that, at least for the general audience, the chakra access is not available. So, lot will ship, produce, manufacture tools and products, including sounds, scents, vibrations and frequencies, to let people have painless and comfortable access to chakras. Lot user 2035 outcome will include sound travel. What I learned is that without using any substances, alcohol, any food, or any specific meditation tools, such as hypnosis, you might render yourself as a frequency. And that frequency might teleport to other dimensions. The sound makes it comfortable and pleasurable. So the lot will ship certain sounds in frequencies to help people sound travel beyond their body vessel, beyond their body cocoon. An interesting and fun lot easier outcome by 2035 would be a biofield dating. Despite all those tools, I believe that every human is very unique and very different, and we are here for certain purposes. So we might be some kind of antennas, or maybe we have certain strength and certain weaknesses that we also can use as strength. So using those tools, enhancing a biofield will open us to completely new opportunities. And as a fun outcome, why wouldn't a lot website be a place where you can meet someone that would enhance or have a similar biofield to only further push your own consciousness, collective consciousness, to another dimensions, with the purpose of unconditional love and perhaps enhanced timeline on this earth. As you can see on the illustration, the photon feeds human biofield, contains a lot of information. Then there is a future me. Maybe it's a paradox, maybe it's a memory, maybe it's a vision. And the neutrino particle sync those two versions. One that is here, me, now, and another one that is in future, which I also can remember or can visualize. And so my only goal as a human being is to be positive, loving, and manifest the best outcome of me. As you know, there are unlimited versions of me in the future. And there are versions of future, and versions of future of me that I can't even imagine. The quality of life, the laughs and the smiles, and the amount of love that can be around my version. So my job as a current version is to charge a neutrino particle with all my will, and most importantly with cleanness of my mind, my habits, and my surroundings. Very interesting physical or physiological outcomes with this vision is that it is technically possible to incorporate teeth regeneration, meaning just like baby teeth, human being might have new teeth born and grown virtually out of will and intention. It is possible to create products, sounds, digital and physical products, services, consumer products that will enable hair regeneration. Something that is very sensitive, but hopefully is possible, is neutrino rewrite. Perhaps there's a bad memory you can work through, perhaps there's a bad thing that happened that you can work through and enhance your past and your future, and most importantly the information that will be sent to other dimensions about your being and collective earth information. Another interesting outcome is DNA read and write. That is important for information collection, information storage, and also for working with family creation, not to enhance your children physical properties, but rather be aware of their lives, perhaps upcoming lives, how to protect them, and make their life even better than yours. Superfood generation. That is also very interesting. Um, as I'm staying for this research, mentally, physically, in my habit, as clean as possible, not mentioning the substances, but everything, food, water, sunlight, communication with other people, I found that even a different charge of water for vegetable soup can change your mood. There was a moment I kept the recipe of the vegetable soup very precise. I use my hands, palm of my hands, to pour water through them. I used good music while I was dicing the vegetables. I also boiled the water first time, drip the water, and then had the second batch of boiled water. I put all vegetables almost with a prayer. Very respectful. While it's cooked, I clean the house, meditate, and when I ate that soup, I had an uncontrollable laughter, close to crying out of happiness. Next time, I would speed up the process and force it, and I would have different emotion. I would be fed and full, and it would be delicious, but I was not able to get the same crying happiness emotion from the soup. So that also inspired me to understand how much of that every second love and every second joy we're missing. And how interesting it is for Lot to produce the products. Could be kitchenware, could be clothes, routine, hygiene products to enhance that lifestyle. On this slide we can see titled A System of Systems. In my visions, I was able to realize and understand that the sun of our galaxy is a chakra of a higher being. We might call it as well the universal God. A being is so vast and so big that we as humans will never be able to understand. I believe that the sun that feeds our entire system is a chakra. The question is, how many of those suns, chakras, and maybe how many of those grand beings maybe it's one being. It is interesting because it is information exchange. We, as a grand computer, send information back to Sun through neutrinos and intentions in our memory. And the Sun processing that information and send it back to us as photons. We might experience a today, but photon experience all of today's, of all human beings, and it sends us back that information. So this graph is very interesting because it says now is not 100% as we might think. Now, I believe, is only 40% on the entire timeline. Even the past might be only 80% of our timeline. And the future of our life is intention. And it also rendered with every word, let's call it 1% or 5%. So at any given moment, we simultaneously work with our past, future, and now, where now is only 40% of that full render. So the feeling we might have is a pre-render of that future. The intuition is a pathway towards feeling. And we can even state that that future 1% is already past. So through hard meditation and acknowledgement of life and death, we can imagine that that future intention is the past that already rendered, that can help us to work on today moment. So neutrinos are time machines. They contain next moment, the feeling. The neutrinos are as real as atoms, photons, DNA, blood cells, and we can use them respectfully and with a lot of love as time machines. One of the interesting examples of the implementation of this vision could be a product entitled Magnet Kettle. This slide introduces us to a term, Psychotronics. Psychotronics is a very physical science and term that utilize photons and neutrinos. Think of psychotronic device or psychotronic product as some kind of chip that understands that sensitive information that is encrypted within neutrino and photon. Just like I mentioned that the palm of my hands were able to charge the water, that's why homemade food that use hands taste better, and that's same way that the dough in bakery is important because it uses a lot of hand energy. Psychotronic utilize that same techniques. Biofield, photons, neutrinos. Think of it as the simplest example would be I take a specific psychotronic product. For example, it could be a version of or a version of circuit board. It doesn't have to have battery, transistors. It might be even printed using gold ink on a piece of paper, on a piece of steel, or a piece of stone, say graphite. And if I hold it like this, and I have intention, and I would think about certain memories or manifest something, that information would be encrypted in that chip. If we advance that field, that information can be read and even visualized, perhaps by another person. So another person might take that same disk or same circuit board, hold it, close their eyes, and they might see the thought that you encrypted within that psychotronic generator. Maybe we will think of the future outcomes where that psychotronic generator, without use of battery, transistors, will be able to send information to the screen using software transmitter. So I'm thinking here about lot 0081, a magnet kettle. I was able to find an internet research where you can boil water without heat using very fast rotation. So imagine a kettle in your kitchen with a vessel that is floating above a generator with magnets. By rotating the handle very fast using kinetic human power, you rotate some kind of magnetic blade within the vessel. Therefore, boil the water. As well as because there are magnets, because it is made out of bronze, out of gold, silver, using specifically placed magnets, it might not only boil the water, but enhance its parameters. For example, it can increase pH level, make the water alkaline. It can improve hydration and make the water more bioavailable. So that can be a biofield superfood. Reasons for the kettle like this. Well, there is no power. You don't need to use electricity. You don't need to use heat. The heat is generated by rapid rotation and magnets. There is no friction because the vessel is floating, so more energy from magnets might go to boil the water. Very interesting here is the psychotronic generator. I believe then you use certain products with your hands, you actually encrypt it with information. It is proven. So by boiling water using kinetic energy in palms of your hands, by rotating the handle, by boiling the water with this kinetic energy, you might charge it with positive energy. You can even feel it. And the interesting thought process is that the research followed would be to measure the outcomes. So, say one person would be in love, with happy family, healthy, clean, and they would charge the water using their kinetic energy and psychotronic generator. Then they drink that water for the period of say a week or months. Maybe their entire family drink that water. And we measure biofield of the human being and see if the biofield is increased, in the quality of biofield, enhancement of sleep, and overall feeling. There might be another person with different parameters who might use the same kettle, and maybe they don't have such great thoughts, or maybe they will improve their thoughts during the process of boiling the water. So big part of the work would be is to measure the biofield and measure the thought process that goes into preparing water. And I believe that lot products must include inspiration and some kind of instruction that is hidden or written throughout the entire system of products. So people enhance their thought process and enhance their biofield, not only by, say, drinking the using the result of the product, say, drinking the water or going outside, but also from the moment of unpacking to the moment of sharing the product, going to dashboard, the whole process must be connected and interconnected with the outcome of enhancing the biofield. So intention frequency is real. That is what we want to implement with lot products. Intention frequency. It's another example of the same kinetic kettle interface, different kind of rotation mechanism. Here it is using the salad style push spinner. So instead of rotating the handle, you push it using the palm of your hand. You charge the psychotronic generator with intention, and it rotates the blade or the magnet blade and charge the water, purify the water, enhance the water, as well as boil the water. Here we see few states of water that can be introduced. First, purified water. So say we use tap water. Maybe even in some future visions we might think of ocean water that can be purified using this device. But speaking of the next few years, this device is very feasible and it's possible to mass produce this kettle with most important feature, boil the water without use of heat or electricity. But you can imagine that there are different states of water that you can control. First is purified, so the water is cold but clean, no bacteria. or at least no bad bacteria. Then the water is ionized. Then the water is psychotronically charged, so it has intention and information. For example, you prepare the water for your children's school lunch, and once they drink that water, they start to laugh and smile because they remember how, their toys or their favorite cartoon or their favorite moment at home. Then the water could be pH alkaline, magnetized. Then the water can be warm. Then it's boiled, and then the last stage is distilled. This is a more abstract slide. Just shows different parts of the formula. It's another example of psychotronic generator. Think of it as some kind of hard drive. So using marble, certain organic materials close to bone, stones, graphite, as well as could be lava, moonstones, maybe materials from deep ocean, as well as gold, can create a data storage capacity that works without electricity and without internet. So we know for sure that you can write the information. You can charge this kind of disk with information. And the next step will be to read that information, not only by human mind, but also using software transmitter. So the outcome would be that I hold this device for a week, and I think of things, and I talk to it, and I charge it with memories. And if I insert it in a specific software transmitter, it might show me holograms, splats, or memories that I input using my biofield, my mind, and the energy field from my skin. Meaning, I was able to write a neutrino. So that will be a very interesting moment in computer science, where a bioproduct or psychological mind product can be read by a software product and visualized and measured. So I believe it's presented on this slide. It calls 4D Psychotronic UI design. So all those elements, animals, fruits and vegetables, intentions, biofield, love, water, heartbeat, sun, children, frequency, sounds, kinetic motion, stones, crystals, nature, surfaces and shapes, hands, eyes, ears, emit an impossible amount of information. And if we can write that information, receive it, and store it, perhaps there is a way to show it on a 2D computer screen and even be able to alter it to the point of alter time, alter family tree, and even memory. For the purpose of moving the consciousness to 5D dimension, where we can work together with water cells that contain billions and billions years of information, with other dimensions, and information itself, to circle back to our reality, to enhance our life, age, and our kids' comfort. It's written here, it says an HD neutrino random. A neutrino photonic read and write system. No meat. There was an important presentation I saw about Biofield. I believe there will be a slide further about it, which says groundbreaking information that an egg knows it's about to be eaten. Even the vegetables and fruits knows that they're about to be eaten. So that led me to think that meat consumption is forbidden. If an egg knows that it's about to be eaten, that creates that path of neutrino bad intention. So we have to be very careful around our food. We find a way how to eat vegetables and fruits as they have seeds, and we can give it back. Interesting question is at which point the particle is born, and how to be good and contribute to the Internet of Particles, which is the neutrino system and the information layer of our universe. In the same research, I was able to realize that the shapes is the DNA of our system. So, practically speaking, design-wise, the sculpture, the shapes of the products, their weight, their texture will be the most important. To the research of feasible computer science, quantum physics, and quantum information, I was able to understand that the levitation products are possible. So if we go even further than 2035, say we are successful with distribution of our vision, and we are successful with distribution of our products. Say user used lot for a decade, and we are able to enhance the biofield, we're able to enhance the self-love, and the lot user becomes a superhuman. It is feasible that lot user in near future will be able to levitate an object with their mind as an outcome of self-love and cleanness. One of the products that we envision is levitation computer station. You can imagine simply a box built of organic materials harvested from all around the world, such as lava, deep ocean, meteorites, moonstones. That is so powerful and programmed in a way that is levitating and respond to a person's thoughts, perhaps a family unit's thoughts. The levitation computer using magnets or levitation object using magnets is already possible. So that is presented on left graph. On the right, something from the future, where my son, for example, where my son, who is a Cosmo Marmeladov, will be able to pick up a toothbrush just with his intention. I'm imagining him waking up in the morning, sleepy, going to the bathroom, looking at the toothbrush, and it slowly, in a very peculiar motion, start to fly towards his hands. That vision inspired a today product, Lot Smart Toothbrush, using radionics. Radionics is a branch of psychotronics, refer to a circuit board that can be charged with electromagnetic fields that respond to photonic information and can be read and write, meaning it can send impulses to software product. So here we envision a toothbrush with a psychotronic printed computer using volt. It can be charged and powered by electromagnetic fields from user's palms. It can send that data to centralized server. It creates a biofeedback loop and powered by photonic chip. So something that we've been working for the past 10 years. How can I create a toothbrush that would count the amount of motions of brushing the teeth, as well as count the lifetime of the toothbrush, and send that information to a centralized data server that will be analyzed by the machine, artificial intelligence, to improve the product in the future, perhaps the shape, the brushes, the bristles, the packaging, and most importantly, send back a new toothbrush on the right time. For example, user might wake up in the morning after a bad dream. Or maybe someone tells something to user that they don't feel right. Perhaps even a user was sent some kind of energy attack. So in the morning, the user starts to brush their teeth a little more harsh and maybe less time. We can sense it through the amount of strokes, but also through the Biofield information that will be passed on this antenna on the toothbrush, and understand what can we do? The solutions could be playful. For example, we can send a next toothbrush that will be different color or different texture, or maybe it even have some kind of encrypted message on the toothbrush, reminding person to feel different if that ever happens. That can create a very personalized product to the point where there will be not one similar toothbrush. So that opens up a very interesting manufacturing opportunities, shipping opportunities, distribution opportunities, packaging opportunities, and family products. How fun it will be to create a psychotronic smart toothbrush that can read kids' dreams and kids' emotions better than parents through that morning routine, and send an anecdote, a music, and a new toothbrush and even new products to a child in the family that is curated by the machine. I found this research about psychotronic generators where a user can charge psychotronic generator that has no power, no batteries, no Bluetooth, no Wi-Fi, with a thought. And that thought can be stored within the psychotronic generator. And then later it can be read by another user, even over the months. So think of it as a hard drive that can be written without using of electricity, Bluetooth, keyboard, touchpad, just with the power of thought, without any enhancement. So here a user wearing load computer. So I wear it too. It's a prototype. And that load computer can interface with a stationary computer at home. So if we believe that this is a psychotronic device that collects information, thoughts, neutrinos, intentions, and biofields of other people, then I go back home. I can, through some kind of computer meditation, synchronize the information from my computer wearable to a stationary load server that can hold not only memories of the day, but intentions and thoughts of other people that will generate a better understanding of my life and prepare me for the next day, as well as collect all that information and send it back to the centralized load server to enhance my subscription. So on this slide we see a psychotronic biosensor with a consumer AI communicator. This product features a 4D splat camera. By pressing the button, I capture a splat in 4D format, meaning it is not only an interactive 3D moment, it can also contain sense, feelings, and emotion. That is where we need a psychotronic chip, a psychotronic device. Because it is possible already to press a button and using a camera and artificial intelligence to capture the 3D moment. But we need psychotronic chip that utilize photon information a neutrino information to capture the scent and emotion as well as the biofield, the feeling. Then I, as a user, I synchronize that information with a stationary lot psychotronic generator. Over time, that psychotronic generator will understand my entire being and all people around me, as well as my family, so it can enhance home energy, it can enhance health, security, and comfort. One of the entries on the slide says Neutrino Server Hub. Just imagine if this device collects all of that information for a couple of months or perhaps a year. What kind of sound it would produce back to you? Not only to be personalized, but also healing, and perhaps that sound can be used for sound travel. Imagine the information from thousands of those devices, thousands of 4D splats, to understand the nature of neutrinos and circle back to that very toothbrush, and to that very scent of the toothpaste. That leads us to manufacturing. How would we build those products? And how we will charge them? The early days of Lot, I incorporated a certain process to manufacturing and packing, where an operator, the person who pack the products, must touch every item as much as possible, with as much as possible love, be it rolling the socks and packing them in a specific way that might take 10-15 minutes per pair, be it rolling a t-shirt in a certain way, talking to it, listening to music, and having a certain intention around that t-shirt, almost thinking of those products as food preparation. And I believe that every lot user felt that exact energy. I believe the why lot products are so special is because of that psychotronic biofield charged products. So how we scale it? Well, what if a human operator with a strong biofield, a strong biocharge, clean and worked chakras, is a demonstration training data for a robot? And what if we build a robot that is capable of emitting a biofield through organic materials, hands, through organic materials, joints, circuit boards, eyes that can emit energy. So in this theory, we're proposing to use a human biofield as a training data for a robotic fleet that will pack millions of lot packages, where a human operator responsibility would be to be a good human, clean, with good intention, good father and good mother, to charge the robot with a certain biofield so they can transmit it to millions of packed goods, be it hygiene products, food, wear, accessories, home utilities. This slide says a controversial thing: consumer products with a controlled neutrinos. So I'd like to attempt to create a controlled neutrino product. So user can be charged with good intention. The moment the user opens the box, they start to laugh and cry out of happiness uncontrollably, spread that love, understand more and more about themselves, that will inspire users to have more kids, to cook special food, to love and hug, to sing and create. On this slide we see a psychotronic chip. One of the visions throughout research, I was able to see that a gold ring with a specific shape and even with specific nano incrustations, a specific nano pattern that is not visible to human eye but can be either printed, engraved, or even grown, can be used as a psychotronic chip. Imagine the complexity of a computer chip. However, that computer chip can be powered only using electricity. Here we're proposing a psychotronic chip that is powered through electromagnetic fields and photons. This slide introducing another particle named tachyons. Tachyons is another name for neutrinos. It has different properties, physical properties. Mainly, it is about speed in relation to light. It is gold nano-printed ring sensor. It says, think about it as a custom nano-print antenna made out of gold. The interesting question is why yellow materials are better to receive neutrinos. The desirable outcome from this product would be an ability to read information from it. So we know almost for sure that once we have manufactured this psychotronic chip with a custom nano-surface gold ring, we know that the information will be captured to the extent of scent, biofield, memory, and emotion. And the most interesting and next step would be to read that information from the chip. And on this slide we present a method, perhaps a nano gyroscope, a device that would, on a micro level, record frequencies and vibrations produced by that gold ring, as well as photonic chip that will understand that information on photonic level and be able to send the entire stack to the software computer so we can present it on the screen. So think of it as a 4D camera, and this is a camera sensor without using of optics, lenses, or even electricity. This slide is about Biofield. Some interesting facts. Human has less genes than a grain of rice. The biofield regulates DNA, so the energy that we emit has more power than DNA within us. We have emotional body. There's this term, Kirlian photography. This is the name of the inventor who was able to capture biofield. Biofield can be captured using electromagnetic field camera, but you can see not only human or living organism biofield, you can also see the biofield of any animated and non-animated object. Say an apple would have a biofield, a leaf would have a biofield, even a stone would have a biofield. Our hands and palms is representation of our entire body. The ajna is a chakra, and it says 20 photons per second goes through the chakra. Direct mind to direct the energy. Light is a particle, photon, and also a wave. There's interesting correlation between quantum physics and quantum computer and chakras. Just like chakras have very visible lights, red, blue, green, violet, yellow, same as photonic chip. Read information through colors and light, breaks the light to the colors, and use the light as ones and zeros. So it's very interesting to think that a photonic chip can be related to human body chakra information. So the implementations of photonic chip in quantum computer seems to be directly related to understand human body, chakra, spirituality, and the dimensions above us. So the era of quantum computing that we enter in is a gateway to another dimensions and another beings. And in that product stack, the psychotronic interface is very important. It could be, you can think of psychotronic interface as a next keyboard or next mouse. You can think of it as input interface for a photonic quantum computer processor. And that's a full loop. Once we connect with a photonic quantum computer using a psychotronic interface, we enhance a biofield. And that biofield information goes back to our DNA in our entire being, and the loop continues. There's the term bioenergetics. Here's the formula. Time is biowaves, radiation. It goes in interconnected with telepathy, which is electromagnetic fields, and neutrinos. That goes deeper into photons, which is information particles, energy particles that come from the sun, the universal God chakra, that connects to our chakras as human beings. And we can think of chakras not only something subjective within our bodies, but a very important parts of the universe, the portals. We can only guess how deep one's chakra can go. And chakras have direct relation to biofield. And goes into neutrino particles. At this point, think of it as independent information particles that are written without our knowledge or our control, and goes back to time. So time consists of radiation frequency, electromagnetic fields, light, photons, chakra portals of each single human being, independent invisible neutrino particles. That's what we consider as time. I was very inspired by the talk of Beverly Rubik, who is PhD and has a biofield research lab. I really recommend to watch it. There's interesting and groundbreaking information that if a farmer would take a seed, talk to it, think of it, and then plant it, the seed would be 27% enhanced without using any chemicals. That was researched and documented and measured. So we can only imagine how important the idea of neutrino read and write how important is idea of working with biofield. If a single seed might have a biofield just like human being, imagine the crop of wheat, tomato, cucumber, with a farmer talking to it, nurturing it with their good intention and good thought. Another interesting finding is that if the seed is placed under the pyramid, it will be 19% enhanced. There we start the talk with the entry saying that it is important to believe in the power of shapes. A lot in this new industry depends on the operator. So operator must be special, clean, with good intention human being. Human intent is the power. Pyramid amplify human intent. Now this in turn, energy medicine, energy technologies. Another interesting entry is that photons come from eyes, hands, and 40% more from the heart. So a person with a sparkling energy also produces and emits photons through eyes, hands, and the heart. This slide is about how to make a psychotronic machine. This is one of the proposed lot products that is a well-designed with a perfect dimensions and perfect thicknesses and perfect texture wooden box with gold spiral or gold psychotronic circle board. Might be made of gold or copper, bronze, yellow materials. You open it and you think of things. You charge it with understandings, perhaps even fears and hopes, and it also comes with wish plates, blocks, and those blocks can be charged or certain aspects of your life can be assigned to those blocks. Say wellness, abundance, prosperity, or certain fears that you want to work on can be told through these wish plates, and those wish plates can be placed inside the box for a certain time. And the result of that is that the whole system of chakra, mind, heart, intention, neutrinos, and manifestations will be interconnected and will be worked through with your mind, your intention, and using this wooden computer box that use no electricity, no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, no screen. And over time, you will feel how each of your dimensions will be worked through. Interestingly, Another person in the future will be able to open the box, or perhaps yourself, and read information from that psychotronic circuit board. They're interesting entries. That you as a user must live with the box for a week and treat it as an animated, alive being. You can charge the box with your chakras and intention. And you can manipulate the box with routine. So it must be around you, around your routine, and you must talk to it. One of the interesting implementations of that could be the programming of seeds. Say, you might think of a perfect or desirable or maybe certain nutrition or even healing parameters of an apple. And you can talk to the seed and charge it with its thoughts, understanding, later eat that apple and feel healing and body enhancement. How interesting it is to think what kind of seeds would produce that apple in return. Interesting ethical question. If I charge an apple with my intention, good intention, a child eats the apple and they might feel something. So perhaps that goes to the very interesting and ancient idea of farming, where I create my own apples, my own tomatoes, my own crops with my own intention for my kids. This slide is about radionics. There are certain devices that already exist. For example, copper frames. The copper frames are used through ancient times to look for water or good energy place. So the biofields emitted from the earth, from the water, can be captured without using electricity, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, battery, simply by using the copper frames. That is one of the lot products that we envision to be launched to start the psychotronic revolution. Certain terms like homeopathy, aura, quantum field are becoming more and more real and becoming more feasible than before. So we hope that humanity will switch from chemicals, substances, to human intent, charging food, charging our, using quantum computing to measure the outcomes, to get not only to health and healing, but to superhuman parameters. Use cases. I was able to find radionics computers on the internet that already exist. Those computers can be used to charge water and for homeopathy. So you can place a glass of water synchronize with that glass of water using sound and charge the water with certain parameters. You can charge an object as well. So you can even imagine that a toothpaste can be charged with certain parameters, not only chemical and aesthetic, scent, but also the energy of toothpaste can be enhanced to improve the oral health. Imagine in the morning brushing your teeth, start laughing because of the scent, the texture, and the energy of the toothpaste. And using our smart toothbrush, we can quantify that information and work 3 years towards the perfect formula, both chemical and energy. We can think of our computer. We can think of charging oils, foods, soaps, all those products will accelerate healing. Something interesting also emerging is the telepathy. Turns out the mind-to-mind interface is very real. Perhaps a lot of people know about it. For me, that was a very recent discovery, that if I think about someone, that person will receive my thoughts, and that person will receive information that I can send. At very least, any person on earth, if I think about them, will know that I'm thinking about them. And at maximum, I'm able to send scents, images, and sounds to another person instantly. So this is a scheme of telepathy levels. It goes from sending simple signals to another person, to a group of people, also understanding that certain telepathic capacities are possible because of genetic coupling, so it is easier to connect with your kids, your family. Perhaps you might be connected to some person better than to other people because of Platonic telepathy, as well as identical telepathy. And we go into the final type, a higher coupling, where you as a user able to send the information using telepathy to a large group of people. This slide is about programming an object. This is a summary of psychotronics and radionics, aura, biofield, that human duration can be stored as information. So whatever I emit during at this moment, happy moment, sad moment, can be stored. It can be stored using a camera, sound, video, but also it can be stored simply by thinking and charging an object. So one of the log products is a surface, a box, that will allow a person to store that information. And later, be able to read that information back, or even give it to other Lord super users who can read that information as well. There's interesting, simple progression of time and technology. Only first technology is fire, then electricity. We built computers, we went to industrial revolutions, now we have artificial intelligence, and we go into the next level of psychotronics. And after that, we'll be entering into the era of bioinformatics. A human, this is a formula of lot products and lot users. A human must be in love, clean, and rested to be able to use psychotronics. Self-care could be a main tool to enable paranormal and psychotronic aids. In simple formula, I'll be able to write and read my DNA to enhance and heal the cells in my body if I am in love with myself, if I am at the highest level of self-care. So lot products ultimately must help for a person to be in love, be loved, be clean, and be rested. This is another summary. I stare. Hands and fingers. A thought and a heart equals a neutrino particle information. So eventually, we will move from words, numbers, and language to mental images. Think of it as a sophisticated 4D and 5D splats that will be able to send each other, not only mentally through mind-to-mind interface as a memories or intentions, but also through very tangible files that we can create. So imagine a quantum computer with 5D files containing scent, sound, emotion, love, that I'll be able to pass to the future generations and exchange between ourselves. This slide is another iteration for psychotronic device. In this slide, we're exploring the idea that the human thought can be enhanced through psychotronic device and sent further. So psychotronic device can store the energy and information for later, can amplify thought, can distribute the thought. So we might think about it as some kind of transition of humanity in the next level, where a family unit would have a collective thought, perhaps even a community, would have a collective thought, almost like a library, a book, or the entire internet, stored not only through biomaterial such as a cell, a water drop, a grain of rice, a DNA particle, but as a thought as well. Perhaps in the future, lot users will be able to collect, store the neutrinos in certain devices that are fireproof and time-proof for future generations to see our entire civilization through the eyes of people that charge that psychotronic device. There's an interesting entry that says, research paranormal phenomena into productivity and predictability. Consumer parapsychology research and products. So with a lot from something that we've been designing, presenting for the last decade, such as spiritual design, 4D interfaces, we move into paranormal phenomena. We move into parapsychology research and products. Here we see human energy storage, one of the final products of thought. Here is an interesting explanation of the electricity that will be used in those new computers and new products. At this point we use alternating current and high voltage direct current. However, there is electromagnetic fields exist, and in our future iteration we might consider electromagnetic fields as powerful as alternating current. So the future computers with photonic chips with organic capacity materials such as graphite, diamonds, will be able to use electromagnetic fields generated by the sun, earth and people as a primary source of electricity. So we might not even need batteries in the future. We might need a very sophisticated computers and capacitors that would use electromagnetic fields that are all around us. That might move further to become even more invisible and more tender as quantum electricity, which use light itself. That can evolve even to the future iteration of sound electricity. So perhaps in the near future, the next 20 years, human beings might use sound as electricity to power computers, just like we use today, with screens, with information capacitors, with information files sharing capacity, storage, using only sound electricity. So it is interesting to think about a scale where we would have a nuclear power sources to power our spaceships and waterships that can be of a grand scale, as well as our houses for unlimited power to cook, to stay warm, to build. And the products as tender as working with neutrinos, photonic, quantum computing can be powered by electromagnetic fields and light itself, which is quantum electricity. One of the important things here summarized in one of the entries is that we must work on a neutrino to splat technology. Splat is a memory. So it connects together as a system of physical products: toothbrushes, socks, shoes, kitchenware, accessories, computers, with the purpose of creating a perfect splat, a perfect 4D and 5D memory file. Here's something from the distant future. Is an intention machine creating an intention chip. Intention is something that is more tender than neutrino, because neutrino is a rendering of intention. An intention chip can be almost a particle that is charging only good outcome, basically saving the universe from the dark matter, bad intentions. The implementations of intention chip, perhaps unconceivable to our mind at this level, but if we consider interdimensional travels where our body will be transported beyond physical matter, perhaps the intention chip is that piece of a puzzle, is that love particle that we would need to travel beyond our mind can ever conceive. Perhaps that what happens after death. Maybe the intention chip is something that will prevent us from dying. Here's a formula. We have circuit boards that led us to semiconductor chips and superconductor chips. Now we're on the verge of photonic chips. That can lead us to the intention chip that works with particles beyond bioinformatics, beyond DNA, beyond atoms, beyond photons, beyond even neutrinos. Question ethical here. It worked level, at what transition moment humans will be able to have power to read and write intention. Is it ultimate free will, or is it ultimate control of the matter? Something I was able to gather through researching spiritual people all over the internet is that we are, as humans, are at transition level. That there are only 12 stages and 12 levels, and it is written in our dynamic of our system. And the hardships that we might feel today as humans, as well as a combination of hardships and groundbreaking breakthroughs in technology, medicine, invention, love, identity, is because we are at transition level. It happens that we might be passing now the 10th level, which is computers. Therefore, we have 1, 0, zeros, ones, zeros, ones. We might be moving to the stage 11, which is space, angelic, biofields, aura, paranormal. We might use quantum computing to understand it. And then the scary part is the 12th dimension, 12th level, a final level before the reset. I believe in that level we would use those psychotronic, biofields, sound travel techniques at maximum. We may argue that we will all teleport to some other dimension, and that will be full reset. Perhaps the world will end at some kind of apocalypse, and we will end up as another billion-year information level within a water cell, water particle. But while we're here, I think it is important to move to 11 level, invest into quantum computing, invest into biofield, invest into psychotronics, invest into good intention, and prepare for the 12th reset level. Who knows? Maybe this time there will be no need to break the civilization. Maybe we will be able to move the technologies and everything that we were able to create to the new resetted first layer. But speaking practically and in terms of business, this research shows that there is a great opportunity for a lot for the next 100 years to create something very special, something very, very popular, and scale the product to millions and millions of units. I believe that lot will be extremely profitable, as every single person on earth would be amazed, would hear about lot, and would experience its products like no other products ever before. This white paper is available online. I highly recommend to download it, upload it to the artificial intelligence machine of your choice, and have a conversation uh, with it. Feel the synchronicities, get inspired, and please spread the word about the lot. If you're an investor, we are very interested to build the company to the next level, as I believe this is unprecedented level of success in terms of research, information, and opportunity to build not only basic packed goods, but also manufacture them in America in a new way that are charged with biofield, aura, unconditional love, with a guarantee that lot user would subscribe and the retention of user lifetime would be 3, 6, 12 to 24 months, which creates a sales point not of one package, but of the entire 24 months offering. So even with 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 users, we can guarantee a profitability within a few months. Using this research, we can create a very interesting and compelling marketing campaign that has unlimited potential. And personally, as lot user, I would love to be within lot infrastructure and lot system to cook, to create, and to use lot every day in every minute of my life. So please spread the word. Please send the link to your friends. And we're looking for the next chapter of lot. Thank you, everyone.